All right, here we go. All right, it is day one of the 5-day business boot camp. I am so glad you're here. I'm going to talk to my replay watchers just for a quick sec because I know most of you are going to be watching the replay. And so, what we're going to be doing here is I'm going to be teaching you every single day for the next week in celebration of our Well Done Women fall enrollment. So, we open doors a few times a year. This is it. We're opening doors for the fall semester for new Well Done Women members to join. And to celebrate, I'm going to go live and I'm going to teach you every single day until doors are closed next Tuesday, September 10th. And I'm going to be sharing with you my 6-step business framework. I'm going to be sharing how to get clarity in your calling. I'm going to be sharing how to create a product funnel and what that even means. I'm going to be talking about how to build a brand and how to create an elevator pitch so you don't sound like a weirdo when somebody asks you, "Hey, what do you do for a living? Like, what is it that you do?" And you don't just like word vomit. You'll actually know exactly what to say with the template that I'm going to teach you. That's tomorrow night. I'm going to be teaching you my sales script. So, like, how not to sound salesy and weird and icky when you're trying to sell something and help somebody with the product that you've just created. I'm going to be sharing how to do it all and time management while you are working full time and you have kids and you're in ministry and fill in the blank. So I'm going to be teaching all of that within the next week. So to answer the questions, yes, there will be replays, but I want to encourage you to join live. Just set aside 30 minutes, 8 to 8:30 every day until next Tuesday to get you going, to get you unstuck, to get you moving forward. I see live people coming in. If you're here live, say hello and tell me where you're from so I can give you a little shout out. I see Jessica Allison Smith is here. Hello, friend. On Instagram, I see Liz Kobo is here. Let's see, Sonia's here. Hello, friends. Jen, say hello if you're here live. And I'm also in our free Facebook group. So if you see me kind of going back and forth, that's what I'm doing here. I'm also in my free Facebook group. Kayla's here. Okay, so we've got comments coming in. We're going live. Here we go. I'm not going to waste any more of your time. Today, what I'm going to talk about is I'm going to teach you my 6-step business framework. So I'm going to give you a little context, though, before I just start teaching it to you, because some of you, or most of you, honestly, you have no idea who I am. And that's great. That's great. I'm going to give you the Cliff Notes version on who the heck I am. We've got Alabama, California, and Washington here. Hello. Hi. So I'm going to give you the Cliff Notes version on who I am, what I'm doing, and how I came to create the 6-step framework. So, first of all, hello, I'm Brittany Bruce. I'm a mom of 4. I've got twins who are 10. I've got Joe who's 8 and Bonnie who's 6. I got 4 kiddos. I'm a wife of one. Just one guy. His name's Thomas. And my background is I used to teach 5th grade. I used to be a 5th grade teacher. That is my education background. And I've been in ministry my whole life. I'm a PK, I'm a preacher's kid. So I've been in ministry from day one, whether I wanted to or not. And my whole life goal was just to be a stay-at-home mom. That's all I wanted to do. But the problem was whenever I finally had my dreams come true to be a stay-at-home mom, the problem was I was broke. We had no extra money, and I felt lost between these two worlds. Like I felt like I was called to ministry and I was called to the marketplace and I was called to lead and teach, but I also felt called to be home. I wanted to be home. And so I felt this like tug of war between wanting to be out and leading an entrepreneurship ministry, but also be a mom. And so if you have felt that tug of war, let me know in the comments, to know that I'm not alone. If you have felt the war between wanting to just be home with your babies, but also write books and lead retreats and create courses and make income for your family. When I was a stay-at-home mom, I felt unfulfilled. I was confused. I needed clarity because I had the desire to make money for my family. I wanted freedom to be with my kids, but I also wanted to be obedient to what I was called to do. And so I started my very first business. Kayla said, yup, me. Katie, hey, Katie Gibbons. Okay, y'all feel me. I created my very first business as a photographer. I used the camera at the top shelf of my closet. I dusted it off and I started my very first photography business by reading the actual manual in my camera bag. And I YouTubed a lot. I started this business. I scaled it to 6 figures. I then built another business teaching photographers how to shoot and use their camera. I scaled that to 7 figures. And then I had this like aha moment. The steps and the framework that I used to create my first photography business was the exact same steps and framework I used to build my online business. And it was like this big, like, oh my gosh, like I've got something here. I have literally duplicated exactly what I did in my photography business, which is a service based business. And then I duplicated that into digital products. So then I was like, holy moly, I just hit the gold mine. So then I started another business. I built a third business, a brick and mortar business. I created an online boutique, which then led to a brick and mortar boutique, and that scaled to 6 figures. And then my husband started his own business using this exact framework that I'm about to teach you. Um, but there was also this little problem as I was building all these businesses because we were running multiple businesses. I felt as though I didn't own my businesses. My businesses owned me because I was missing this one final piece, which I'm going to be teaching you on day 5. I was missing this one little piece that I'm now implementing today in Well Done Women, and I'm teaching Well Done Women. And so the 6-step framework is not complete until this final piece. And so, will you have to wait until day 5 to listen to it and hear about it? Yes, absolutely. But I'm excited to share it. I'm excited to share freely. I'm not going to gatekeep this. I'm not going to keep this to myself, but I do want you to come back on day 5. So, why am I telling you all of this? Here's what I'm telling you and why I'm going live and why I'm sharing this with you right now. Number 1, there are literally millions of business guru experts telling you what to do and where to spend your money, telling you all you have to do is X, Y, and Z, and you'll be a millionaire by tomorrow. Like, I get the ads, I get the reels, I get them too. Um, and here's the thing, what they're offering you probably will work, but what they're not telling you is what it's going to cost you, what it costs them, how they might not have been able to have the time freedom that they want or the fulfillment that they want, and they're dancing around on reels trying to sell a product that they didn't even create in order to get your money so that their business grows, so that they can convince you that you can grow your business. And so that's what they're not telling you. And so I am hoping that you can see today that there is a better way, that you can grow and build and scale an online business using what you are called to do with your specific strengths and talents, and do it in a way that fulfills you. And you will be able to walk in alignment to the calling on your life. You'll be able to put a smile on God's face. You'll be able to serve people, help people get from where they are to where they want to go, and in return, make money to serve your family. That's why I'm sharing this. That's why I'm passionate about it. And that's why I want to teach this freely. I don't want to gatekeep this just for my Well Done Women members. Although I would love for you to join, I want to share it with anybody and everybody who is willing to listen and hear. So, over the last 3 years of stepping away from my 7-figure company and laying it down and following the call of God and the call of the Holy Spirit, I've been able to recreate a new and better system that I'm going to teach you. So here's what I want you to understand. This 6-step framework works. Not only have I gone through it, multiple times. My husband has gone through it, but my students have gone through it and are going through it. I've seen hundreds of my private coaching clients go through this, and I'm excited for you to go through it too. And here's the best part about all of this. You don't have to be an expert in order to start teaching what you know right now. You don't have to be way far ahead over the person that you are serving, and you don't have to have any letters behind your name. You don't have to have a degree in what you're teaching. You don't need to have a huge audience. I know that that is huge right now. Everybody thinks that they have to have hundreds of thousands of followers in order to make an impact in the world. That's not true. You don't have to have a huge audience. You don't have to be savvy online, and you don't need to have a huge team. You especially don't have to subscribe to hustle culture in order to create and start and grow your online business and ministry. And here's the best part. You don't have to have upside down priorities in order to be successful. You don't have to put your marriage and your faith and your quiet time and your children on the back burner so that mommy can grow her business. You don't have to do it. And I'm going to teach you how. So I want to introduce to you my 6-step framework. So if you have a pen and notebook, I would highly suggest you write this stuff down, because again, this is the exact framework that I walk my high-end coaching clients through. So if you are listening to this, I want you to write this down, because this stuff works. I see Jen is here. Katie's here. They're excited. Okay, here we go. My 6-step framework looks a lot like this. Number 1, you have to get crystal clear clarity on who you are and what God is calling you to do. So step 1 has nothing to do with business and has everything to do with aligning yourself with the call on your life. So step 1, which what we're going to talk about today, is getting clarity in your calling. My members know this as the clarity cycle, the clarity circle. It is the first place we start before we do anything else. Every quarter, every day, every new year, this is where we start, is the clarity circle. And the circle looks a lot like this. You surrender, you pray, you dream big dreams. You create a vision for your life. You create a why for you and your people. You create a mission statement for your brand. You set a goal, and then you take action on that goal. That's what's inside of the clarity circle. That is step 1. That's what we're going to go over today. Step 2 is building a brand that sets you apart from everyone else. You don't have to be for everyone. You are supposed to be who God's called you to do. Stay in alignment with that. And you serve the people that God's calling you to serve. Because here's the God's honest truth. We are not called to serve the world. That was Jesus's job. We are called to reach a specific people group for his glory, for their good, and for our business. That's what we're supposed to do. And so building your brand, which is step 2, we're going to go over that tomorrow, is crucial before you get to any other steps, because you've got to know who you are. And more importantly, you've got to know who it is that you're serving, so that you can do step 3, which is building products to solve the problems that your specific people group has. And when you define who your people group are, when you build your brand and you define who they are, you'll be able to get clarity and be able to clarify and pinpoint what they're struggling with. Since we're not serving the world, we can get lasered into what our people need help with. And that's where our products come from. We don't create products out of thin air. We don't create products because we think it's a good idea. We create products that specifically solve the problems of our people. That's it. So that is step 3. Step 4 is marketing and selling. Because here's the God's honest truth. If we have clarity on what we're doing and who we are and what we're about, we have an established brand, we know who our people are, and we've created the most amazing product in all of the world. But if nobody knows about it, we can't help anybody. We literally cannot help them if they don't know about it. So that is why we focus step 4 in our 6-step framework on marketing and selling. And marketing is like this icky, selling is like this scary, scary word for women. But let me just help you think of it a different way. Selling is helping people. That's it. Selling is serving people. That's it. So if we can think of, okay, I'm going to sell today, instead of thinking that, we say, okay, I'm going to serve today and I'm going to tell people about this product that I've created specifically for them that can help them change their life. You're no longer selling, you are changing people's lives with the product you've created. Step 5 is simple. It's just growth. It's automation. It's taking your business wheel of life, is what we call it in our membership. It's taking that business wheel of life and doing it again and making it better. It's doing it again and say, okay, how can I up level my brand? How can I talk to my people and say, what else are your problems? What other products can I build to help solve their problems? And so step 5 is simply going through the cycle again, going through your business wheel of life again, and then saying like, okay, how can I up level this? How can I do it again and do it better and do it more? How can I grow my audience so that I can serve more people with the product that I've just created? That's step 5. And here's step 6. Step 6 is personal development and spiritual growth. Because I think we can all agree, if our life looks like a dumpster fire and our marriage is on the rocks and our children can't stand to be in the same room with us, who cares if our business is successful? None of that is going to matter if our life and our health is unhealthy and our world is upside down and we have no relationship with Jesus and we have no friends to share our successes with, and we have like none of steps 1 through 5 matter if we don't focus on step 6, personal development and spiritual growth. That is the 6-step framework on how to start and build and grow a successful online business that will actually fulfill you. So that's the 6-step framework. Today, very quickly, I want to go over just 3 steps in the clarity in your calling cycle. Okay. So like I said before, we're rewinding to step 1 is getting clarity in your calling. Okay. We always start here. And there's the act of surrender. There's the act of prayer. But for right now, what I want you to do as you're watching this live and as you're watching the replay is I want you to take 30 seconds and dream. This is super, super important for you to stop what you're doing and on the hamster wheel of life and business. And I need to try this. So maybe I can try mini chat, and maybe now I can try this new trending reel, and let me try building this thing. Like, stop for a second, breathe, and think to yourself, 3 years from now, I am living the life that God has called me to, and I'm doing the thing that He's put on my heart. What does your life look like 3 years from now as that dream? Who are you? Are you an author? Are you a retreat host? Are you a ministry leader? Are you a full-time creator? What does your life look like? You can't do anything else unless you have a vision and you have clarity on the person that you want to be, not just the things that you want to do. So take 30 seconds and write it down. Where do you live? Who are you with? What are you doing? What do you look like? How do you feel inside? My business coach, he always says, listen, don't go too far. Don't go 5 years, 10 years down the road. That's what most business gurus tell you, where you just think 5, 10 years down the road. Don't do that. We don't know what life is going to be like. Like, that's hard to imagine. And then 1 year from now, we think way too small on what we can do in 1 year. So I want you to think 3 years, where it's like just enough for you to see, and far enough for you to grow and build. I want you to think of your 3-year dream. Start there. Journal about it. Ask the Lord, like, where are you having me right now, Lord? Start there with your 3-year dream and write it down as quickly as you can. I used to do this at my photography retreats. I said, don't think. I want you to dream big. We serve a big God. Don't think, and just write it down. Whatever comes out, comes out. And then after you dream and you've written this down, I want you to ask yourself why. Why is this important to you right now? Why is you stepping forward in pursuing this dream important? Why should you care? Why should you take the hard steps forward? And then ask yourself this: why is this important to the people around you, the family around you? If you stepped forward in this 3-year dream, how is this going to affect your kiddos? How is this going to affect their life? How is this going to affect your home life if you stepped forward in this dream that God's put on your heart? And then the last why is what I want you to kind of think about and write down is, why is this 3-year dream important for the people that you're called to help, the people that you're called to serve? Think about that course that's inside of you, that the membership community that's inside of you, the nonprofit that's inside of you, the book that's inside of you. Why is this book? Why is this thing, this course, why is this retreat, this ministry, this business, why is this important for the people who need it? How is it going to affect their life? Start here. Start with your dream. Start with your why. And then I want you to do this last and final thing, and we're going to wrap up here in a second, is I want you to set your first goal. Now, we're going through the clarity circle here, and I'm going real quick. But what I want you to do is have what needs to happen. Ask yourself, what needs to happen in your life in order for that dream to happen? That is our first goal. So it could look a lot like this. I will do the thing. What is it? I will begin building my business. I will start my ministry. I will start writing. Whatever that thing is, I will fill in the blank by, give yourself a date. So that, give yourself a good reason. I will say yes to the call in my life. I will get business coaching. I will whatever that is, ask the Holy Spirit to help you. What is it that you need to do? What's your first step? I will join Well Done Women by today so that I can fulfill the call in my life, so that I can learn how to do this. That is what your first goal needs to be. Because here's the deal. If you don't set the goal and write it down, there will be no intentionality to doing the thing that you're called to do. And nothing else after this live training will matter. So if you don't know what to do and you are confused, or you feel lonely, or you feel isolated, and you're not quite sure what your next steps are, but you know you have this thing deep down in your heart and in your mind, in your spirit, and you're like, I just need help, then I want your first goal to be, I will join Well Done Women for $27. I will join Well Done Women to get weekly coaching and courses and community and prayer. I will do that so that I can take steps forward on that 3-year dream, so that I can fulfill that why that's deep inside of me, so I can start serving my people, so I can do the thing that I'm called to do. Because we have to know that we're running out of time. Well Done Women is based on Matthew 25:14-30. And something that always gets me is, after the master gave the servants the talents, he said, here are your talents. Now go and do business with them. It's literally what the text says. Here's some resources. Now go and multiply it and do business with it. It says that the servant with the 5 talents immediately went to work and multiplied what he was given. Immediately. He didn't wait around because it wasn't the right time. He didn't say, "Oh, it's Labor Day, so I can't do it." He didn't say, "Oh, my kids are young, so I can't set." No, the master gave the servants what they needed to do business with, to multiply. He gave them specific talents according to their abilities too, which is wild. So he gave the one with 5 talents a lot of that because he had a lot of ability. He's given you talents to go and multiply, to serve people, to build businesses and ministries. We can't wait around anymore. The text says immediately they went and multiplied. They went to their master and say, "Look what I've done. I've multiplied what you've given me. I've gotten double what you asked me." And then the master says, "Well done, good and faithful servant." He was just faithful with what he was given. The text doesn't say, "Well done, good and successful servant," or "Well done, good and savvy servant," or "Well done, good and most popular on Instagram servant." He said, "Well done, good and faithful." That's all God is asking of us, is to be faithful with the resources, the talents, the strengths, the abilities, the dreams that He's given us. Is to just take steps forward and be faithful with the little. So if you have a small Instagram following and you're like, "I'm going to just wait to do what I'm called to do until my Instagram following grows," you're not being faithful with the little. Be faithful with what you have right now. Be faithful with the little. And then he said he will make you master over much. Blessings come when we are faithful with what we have. So my encouragement to you, if you are just tuning in or if you are listening to the replay and you feel stuck, I want you to ask yourself, number one, will I do what I'm called to do even in the little? Even with the small Instagram following, even with the small bank account, even when you feel like you have nothing to give, even when you feel like you're not good enough, even when you feel like you don't have enough, will you be faithful and take steps forward in obedience to becoming the person and running the business and starting the ministry that God is calling you to do? And that's just the honest, will you be faithful with it? I'm going to read to you. This is Christy Braddock. She's one of our Well Done Women members, and she's launching Shine Ministries. This is what she said. She said, "God gave me a dream and a vision, but I didn't know the steps to take to launch. Brittany and Well Done Women has taught me the skills I need so I can steward what he's entrusted me with. And the fun part is joining other women who are chasing after Jesus and cheering them on as they do what they're called to do." So again, I want to invite you, I want to encourage you, if you feel like God is calling you to start a business, start a ministry, and you feel lost, confused, lonely, overwhelmed, you don't know what to do, where to go, who to serve, and you just need the steps to get there, I want to invite you to join us in Well Done Women. Doors have officially opened today. I'm so excited. We have women already joining us. We have the most incredible women inside, by the way. These ministry leaders and business leaders blow my mind, and what they're doing and the specific call in their lives is just wild. So even just knowing these people is the value added in this membership community. All you have to do if you're watching live is type WDW for Well Done Women, WDW, and I will send you the link to learn more about our membership community. We're going to have fall enrollment this whole week. We are opening doors. Doors close on Tuesday, September 10th, and they will not open again for a very long time. So if you're at all ready, I want to invite you to join and take just one step forward, just one act of obedience, and start learning the steps, the frameworks, the tools to step forward to do the thing that you're called to do. So tomorrow, I'm going to be teaching you how to build your brand. What is a brand? How do you create a brand? How do you stand out when every other person has the same brand messaging as you? How do you stand out when everyone looks the same and they're dancing around the same and they're saying the same and everybody's using the same AI to build their business and ministries? Like, how do we build our own personal and authentic brand? And I'm going to be teaching you how to share who you are and who you serve with a clear message in an elevator pitch, so that when your friends and family are like, what are you doing? You can say, this is who I am, this is who I serve, this is why I do it, and this is what we do. And you can say it with boldness, with authority, with clarity. That's what we're going to be talking about tomorrow. So I hope you join us back here tomorrow at 8 p.m., where I'm going to be teaching you how to build a brand. But if you're ready to join us in Well Done Women, we're here for you. We've got trainings in that there too. We had a prayer call today, and you can start taking the steps in the courses, in the monthly coaching programs. And then, hello, bonus, if you join this week in Well Done Women, if you join us in our membership, you're going to get the Start Your Podcast 101 mini course. You're going to get the Clarity in Your Calling workshop, which is an intense 1 hour workshop where we go like this was just a little bit. This Clarity in Your Calling workshop is like, oh my gosh, intense. It is a lot. And then another Build Your Brand course where you're able to really, really dig deep on how to build a brand, how to start a podcast, how to use your gifts and talents. The Study Your Story training is another bonus where you're able to figure out who the heck you are. So if you're like, I don't even know my strengths and talents, I don't even know what I'm good at, I don't know like my abilities, we have a training for you inside Well Done Women. We got you. We're here for you. Plus weekly coaching with me every week where we get on a Zoom call together. I get to know you. I get to know your name and what God's doing in your life. Jessica says the prayer calls are her favorite. Liz Covo says the Study Your Story training is so, so good. That training in and of itself, I think, has changed the lives of so many people. It's inside of the course. Jessica says just take tiny, tiny steps of obedience. Here on Facebook, Katie Roger Stevens is lighting up the comments here. Kayla's here. Jen. Okay, friends, I hope this was helpful. The replay will be available if you're just now tuning in. Today, we talked about my 6-step framework on how to start and grow your online business and ministry and how to get a little bit clarity on what God's calling you to do. So I love you guys. I hope this was helpful. Comment WDW if you want a link to learn more about Well Done Women, or you can DM me and I will send you a direct link. So I love you guys. I will see you tomorrow, and I'm excited to see you inside of the Well Done Women membership. Bye.